Birds? Yeah, in general. I got chased by a
20,
Canadian
22.
goose once when we
A
were
lot of
fishing,
them.
and
It's a pretty steady stream.
Yeah, they're,
she, I
they're
guess,
making
because
hay
she was
right now.
protecting babies, and you know, when you walk by, you didn't see them.
Everybody, it's 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order today. First thing up is we want to approve the agenda. I have 4 items that I'd like to put into the agenda. 3 of them are pretty pretty minor, and I think I'll hold them back till the committee report side. But with the first one up, and I think Ken's got some issues going, so he'd like to get out of here. So I would like to add the Tower and McClure contract onto the official agenda. And I think the other ones can be covered. Well, I'd like to add the Tower. Yeah, got to read. And then we also, maybe we go ahead and add on, we have a contract between the ambulance union and the county with the new arrangement that Renee recommended on the wages. Need board authorization, so I can sign that. Two other things from Dalton. One's a credit card that I need to sign to move to a different bank for the IT department. And the other one is also from Dalton. Let me refresh my memory on this one again. Oh, we have to change from .org to .gov, and I need to sign that. So I will add those in later. So do you guys have any changes to the agenda? Okay, hearing none, I guess I'll be looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda with the added 4 items. Do you want me to specify?
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second for the approval of the agenda. Call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. You're all muted.
Aye.
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 No, just relapse.
Okay.
I think that was nine.
Okay, the next thing up is the approval of the minutes.
And I did send out a revised copy this morning. I got notice from Region 12 that they had changed the dollar amounts for that public hearing. So I did send out a revised minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the approval of the minutes from June 1st. Call for the vote. All those in favor, say aye.
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 And opposed, motion carries. Okay, first item up is going to be the purchase agreement for the tower for the radio system and McClure family. That, as I've been understand, it has been drawn up by our county attorney. It has been turned over to the McClure family. They have sent it to their attorney. They agree, and the purchase price is fine. We just need to sign the contract and continue with the project.
What is the price on that?
It is $10,000, just like we discussed.
You just have to date it. Should sign like Rich Ruggles, chair for Carroll County, or
Yeah, I guess I don't know what it looks like, but I would assume it's Richard Ruggles, Chairman, Carroll County Board of Supervisors. Lost Neil.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? Gene or Dean? Look like Neil's missing right in action again.
Has the board seen this agreement?
Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
one that John drew up for us. We've got a copy of it here.
Didn't you bring it up the last?
We
Or did Ray?
discussed it, but after that discussion is when the county attorney drew up the contract.
it was discussed and pushed forward that the county attorney drop a offer to purchase.
Mhm.
And then once that was done, I just got a copy of it and emailed it to McClue's attorney.
Pretty sure Ray brought that up too. when he did it.
So Ken, correct me, is this an offer or actual purchase?
It's just the purchase offer right now.
So we still have to go through the process of actually purchasing it then?
Correct.
Okay.
This is just an offer and acceptance.
All right.
Any other discussion on it? Well, I think it'll
I'll
be
make,
in a motion for me to sign it.
I'll make a motion that we approve the offer contract to purchase that. And authorize you to sign it.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize me to sign this agreement to purchase. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
And opposed.
I'll vote aye. I would really like to, before we, if this happens again, I'd like to make sure that the board can see the agreement, the offer, or whatever, before we actually have to vote on it. I'll vote aye.
Okay. Oh, okay, that motion carries. And I'll get that signed. Next item up is Zach on secondary roads.
What were you saying?
Once that's signed, I'll copy to everybody, and Courtney and the attorney and the council.
What agreements you got?
Just one.
I'm already reading.
Go ahead, Zach.
Morning, everybody. I got a few things today. One utility permit. This is from Raccoon Valley Electric. They are looking to replace some of their overhead line and bury it on 295th Street, just northeast of Dedham. They did a stretch of this adjacent to this, I believe, last year, and this is continuing that. So it's a 2-mile stretch that they will be burying. I think the part last year went fine, and I don't see any issues with this. Any questions on that one?
And that's buried at 4 feet.
Correct. Buried a minimum of 4 feet deep for Raccoon Valley Electric.
I'll make a motion to approve the utility permit.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next thing, I got a couple drains. First one is east of Carroll and drain 88. This is actually adjacent in the road ditch. It's a 24-inch line, but there's a hole, pretty good size hole, 4 to 5 foot deep, off the bottom of the forest slope, right off the edge of the road, really, where this line's at. Hoping it's just a bad seam or broken chunk of pipe. We have not able to investigate it yet. Our locates should be good for as of today, so hopefully we'll get at it this week. That's in section 23 of Grant, if you're looking on 190th Street.
It's the second one.
No, that one was a drain 23 one, so we don't have to do it.
What drain number was that?
Drain 88. Next one is Drain 75, Section 20 of Richland Township. I believe it's an 8-inch line just off of 255th Street. So it kind of runs adjacent to a waterway. But there's a hole in the tile or something. Another one we have not investigated yet, but hopefully a simple repair.
Zach, on the map you show, it's not on the red line. Is it still in the drain 75 district?
It is. It's a smaller sub drain line of that district. That lateral that comes off, 8-inch lateral, extends just north of 255th Street. From that point down to the main, the 20-inch main is a district facility.
Okay.
There's a real faint line there, Neil, if you can see it.
All right.
Because there's also another lateral runs up to the north off before that too.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the area.
But those are the two drains I had today.
I'll make a motion to approve the drain repairs.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And opposed, motion carries. All right, the gravel request on Walnut Avenue.
So I got this call in here a week or so ago. Took a look, went and drove it, took a look at it. Dean also went up and took a look at it as well with me. It is a level B road. It does currently have gravel on it. I'm not sure when the last time gravel was put on it. It's probably been quite some time. It's really not too bad of a road. It does get quite a bit of traffic times of the year. Just southeast of Lanesboro is where we're at. There's a couple spots on it.
How important is that road, Zach? I know it runs parallel to a paved road that goes into Lanesboro, and I don't think anybody lives on it either.
You're correct, Neil. No one does live on it. It's just for access for ag land, and there must be some people that, for at least from the local farmers, that do cut across there from time to time. How much traffic, I don't know, but there is some. It's definitely not a dirt road by any means, but I guess I wanted to bring this in to talk about. I guess the policy. I'm not sure what has happened in the recent past in regard to putting gravel on level B roads, but I know there is a policy that was enacted back in 2007, and one I believe before that as well, that talked about, basically what the requirements were for graveling on a level B road. So I guess that's kind of why I wanted to bring this up and have a discussion about it, whether we should or should not do this. So.
Well, the road is a pretty good road. I was really kind of actually surprised that it was a level B. I think it gets graded occasionally, and it is short on gravel, and I can see where it would take some traffic. Be interesting. It really looked good the day that we were there, and the only thing is, Mark made the comment that yeah, but once you get a little rain, it gets pretty muddy, and as far as I can recall, you have the policy there. Adjacent landowners on level B roads may request at their own expense. And I don't think we've ever done that since I've been on the board. I guess, had the landowner pay for the gravel.
I think the only time we've done that is when we upgraded the class of the road for their benefit. We have done this in the past that we've gravelled some roads. I mean, I guess I'm in a mindset, and I'll probably change this at some point because we won't be able to afford it, but I'm still in mindset, let's not let them deteriorate any more than what they are at this present time. So Zach, how much gravel do you think would be required to bring it to minimum standards, or decent standards, I should say?
The property owner requested 4 to 5 loads. I think we could probably get by with a couple loads, maybe in a couple spots. And it wouldn't be at the level of a level A road by any means, but I think it would help I guess I'll call it the low spots or the muddy spots, be travelable, I guess, maybe. It's still, if you get a 2-inch rain, I don't think it's a road you're probably going to want to be on, but people should hopefully understand that with it being a level B road too. So that's my thoughts anyway.
Well, part of a level B road is its minimum maintenance. I mean,
Right.
I think we still could throw a little gravel out there. I would not be opposed to putting some gravel out on there. I mean, we've done that in the past when they requested, and if you guys looked at it and it's decent and it has some need, I just don't like to see any road go back further than what it is already.
Can I ask a question then?
Yeah,
Will you do that to every level B?
I think it needs to be looked at each situation. I mean, we've done this in the past.
I won't support that. Level B is a level B. If you want to move it back up, then we jump through the hoops and move it back up. I can think of a lot of level B, they could use gravel part way to solve some problems. But the road is not very good and the drainage is not very good. It would be basically a waste of money. This got moved to a level B for a reason. It wasn't just went around and said, well, let's do this one, let's do that one. There was maintenance issues. There was something that drove this.
Well, I think probably a lot of reasons, a lot of these, in particular this road, even though it has nobody living on, I'm sure that's why it was put on a level B, was for snow maintenance. So that way we do not have to maintain that until we have time to do it. That's why a lot of those level Bs work. They're still functional roads yet. And I tend to agree with you. There's like the road that we're going to make in a class C down there by Manning. There's no way I would support putting any gravel on that thing. I mean, that's beyond that point. But I think the roads that are halfway decent, I have no problem with. And if they're, decent drainable and stuff like that, I have no problem putting a couple loads of gravel out there just to maintain it a little bit. I think it needs to be done. I think it needs to be looked at an individual case.
This road is really a pretty good road. I can see why the area people are tempted to take it because it is a good road. It's very flat. It has some, Neil, you're probably familiar with the road that we're talking about. There's just nobody living on it, like Gene said, is because it's a level B road. It intersects the blacktop there that is south of Lanesboro, and according to Mark Huffman, people would rather almost use that Class B road as opposed to that highway because it's so narrow. And so, my next question is how do you get to a point of upgrading a Class B road to a Class A road? This one, I think Zach's recommendation is really good to have 2 loads put on there. I think you can spread it out on that road and be very beneficial to that road, and there'll be some traffic on it. And Zach, we looked at the other one that Mark brought up on. Trying to think of where that was at. In Sheridan Township, on section 12. That road was a dead road. and it's not, he actually said it really doesn't deserve any real maintenance. And that one, that one was bad, right?
Yep, it probably wasn't bad from a standpoint of a dirt road, but compared to this one, it's not in the same ballpark. It didn't have very little gravel. It wasn't going to be traversable after a rain. I mean, it a different road altogether. Drainage issues.
Yeah, if you're
So
talking
I
about,
guess my point is not all Class B roads are equal. There are some that just don't deserve anything, yet there are some that are pretty darn close to A, and they get used quite a bit. So the only reason that this one's a Class B road is because nobody lives on it.
yeah,
It's not that it doesn't get used.
if you're talking about the same one, section 12, I'm thinking about it. It's a dead end road past the old Weedern place. But is the producer, Mark, asking to have this, is he okay with leaving us level B for winter non-maintenance, that type of thing? The road we're talking about.
We didn't specifically talk about that. My guess is he probably would be. I think it was more for ag traffic and traffic in the spring and fall through the summer than it would be through the winter. But we didn't specifically talk about that, Neil.
Okay, thanks.
That's the way I kind of interpreted it too, I guess.
So what he's specifically requesting is a few loads of gravel to keep him working through the growing season, but yet leave it a level B road.
Correct. He never asked for it to be upgraded in class or anything like that. Just trying to get a couple of the spots that were the low spots you could tell were darker and where it was muddier. Those spots in particular, I think is what he was really, I mean, I'm sure he'd like to have all he can get, but I think he would definitely appreciate a couple of those.
Yeah, I think two is sufficient, and then after a good rain, see what it looks like after we put 2 loads on and go from there. You need a motion to that effect?
Yes.
I would like one, yes. And we don't have to address the policy today, but depending on how we're going to move forward, that may be something to look at if we're going to be doing that. I mean, the policy doesn't really say that's what we're going to do. So,
Yeah,
for another day, but at least something for everyone to look at.
at some point, I think you could just bring that up on section or part 6 of the policy says no servicing of materials will be applied to level B roads. I think that needs to be changed to with Board of Supervisor approval only.
I would agree.
I would agree. I thought one time we did address that, but I don't know. I thought that was the understanding.
And maybe there's something newer than this. This is what I had found in the files that I had. I can do some more digging into that.
I think we did. I think we changed this at one time. It's got to be through our approval. So Dean, did you make a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to put a couple loads of gravel on Walnut Avenue between 120th and 130th Street.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to place a couple of loads of gravel on Walnut Avenue. It's a level B road between 120 and 130th. The vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Aye. Okay. Anything else, Zach?
A couple other housekeeping items, just to keep you in the loop. They did move in to start crushing our concrete down at the depot, so they are working on that. They will be crushing the pile in Arcadia as well. I think they're probably gonna bring their smaller plant in. The big plant's is too big over there. So we're kind of waiting on the availability of that plant over there. Contract graveling's going well. At the end of the week, we should be getting close to being done, possibly in the beginning of next week, but it's going well. And working on getting interviews set up for our administrative assistant position and going from there.
Sounds good.
Zach, did you get a chance to go, we never went back and looked at that hole on that Class B road that Mark had talked about?
I did
Remember
not.
that?
I remember that. I did not look at it. I'll try to get back there. I was even going to talk with Jason too, because I'm sure he saw it before he bladed across it. Because I know when he bladed it, he filled it in at least somewhat. So, but I'll take a look into that and see what I can find out.
Okay.
Okay, the next item up is the planning and zoning law change plan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Good morning.
I sent you all a copy of this legislation that was enacted last Monday. You probably didn't get it until 20 minutes before the meeting, but I just wanted to go over it with you, let you know what the impact is, and then you can peruse that at your meetings. On Monday the 1st, the governor signed a couple of pieces into the law affecting zoning, and none of it was supported by the zoning community, but of course that's not unusual. Basically, the impetus for this was somebody in Johnson County didn't like what was going on in Johnson County, so basically it got turned into legislation, and the rest of us are stuck with it. So I'll just kind of go over the highlights with you. One of the first things it does is that it says that the county shall not require an application on approval or the payment of the fee for anything for land that is considered agricultural use. So we've already got the ag exemption. Basically, they're saying now that we can't require an application. One of the big problems that a lot of us saw with that was a lot of us enforced floodplain and airport zoning. And if we can't require an application from ag, we don't know for sure what's going up out there and whether that impacts it. We've always had an application for agriculture, but it was for an exemption and there was no fee. So the code now says that we can't require it, but I think we're still going to ask for it and see if we can't. Most people are cooperative with that. The second piece of that is that the supervisors have to have a public hearing in order to change the comprehensive plan or the zoning ordinance or the subdivision ordinance, which we've always done. Evidently, there was some problem over there with Board of Supervisors kind of taking charge without going through the zoning commission, or maybe not going through that whole process. So it really didn't have a big impact for us on that piece. The next one is a bigger impact for us, and that is that the zoning commission and the Board of Adjustment cannot have a member that is not in that jurisdiction. So the way it has been, you could have 2 members of a 5-member board that were like in the city limits or in the 2-mile area, as long as the majority of the board was out in the jurisdiction that was being regulated. And this takes that option away. So we're going to lose 2 members on the zoning commission effective last Monday. And that's going to be Mimi Pudens and Cam Jansen. And we'll also lose 2 members on the Board of Adjustment. That'll be Brian Hoffman and Dave Whitrock. Even though Brian does a lot of farming, if he doesn't reside in the area, he can't be on the board. So, as he moved to Breda. So we're going to lose those 4 members. So you need to be thinking about who you might want to appoint to those positions. I didn't write down what their terms were. I think Brian may be up this year, and I think maybe Dave is up next year. So it's kind of the 2 on the Board of Adjustment that needed to be replaced next. But you need to be thinking about those replacements, and they can't be in the 2 mile of Carroll or Glidden, and of course not in any city limits. Also, one of the requirements is going to be an extra public hearing. Now, the zoning commission usually had a meeting, they make a recommendation on what zoning changes should be, and then it gets to the board of supervisors. You have a public hearing. And now they've changed it that the zoning commission is going to have a public hearing on the preliminary report that would come to you. So we'll have to have an extra official public hearing on any zoning changes. And let's see. And on that piece it's all effective on June 1st. The second bill that was signed talks about agricultural experiences. This is pretty broad, pretty general. Don't know what they're really trying to get here, but basically it says that any agriculture related activity that is in secondary use of their general farming on a farm which is actively open to the public with the intent and purpose of promoting or educating the public about agriculture, agricultural practices, agricultural activities, or agricultural products. We cannot regulate. A lot of areas, we don't have a lot of that on this side of the state, but there's a bunch of we call agritainment, where you'll have somebody with a corn maze and kind of like Dio's Orchard would be an example, where they've got a product, they produce it, they also may have sales, and everything that goes along with that is now taken out of zoning's ability to regulate. So normally you would look at traffic count, maybe parking, maybe think issues like that, what kind of road it's on. We have no authority now to do that. So those are the big changes that have come down. Like I said, quite frankly, it was pretty much caused by Johnson County, and in fact, one of the members said that there was basically one of the legislature's attempt to poke the Board of Supervisors in the eye and say, you're not going to be able to do this to my constituents. So,
Carl, my question to you, I got 2 comments. I think that last portion leaves a lot of loopholes for people to try to skirt zoning. And that first part, why are they so obsessed to making out an application when it don't cost anything? I mean, how are we supposed to know what's going on? Well, you mentioned it, like around the airport, or if you're in floodplains. How are we supposed to control that? It's not late to do it after the fact.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, we're just not going to know until we go out there, especially in the airport. Now we can kind of keep more of an eye on it, but floodplain goes all over the county, so you don't know.
Well, I mean, are they going to give us enforcement that we can enforce to get it corrected, and who's going to pay that expense? I mean, there's a cost there associated with the property owner and us. I mean, if we have to go out and enforce that and legally, how are we going to be able to do that? And if we do force it, how then they're going to be stuck at the cost of correcting this situation when all it would have taken is just make out an application. I just don't see Well, I'll use the word dumb.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to the rest of us either, especially, I don't know of any counties that were charging for an ag permit. And basically, like I say, it was just more of a, they submit it, we approve it, and then if it impacts the airport or floodplain, then we go to that, because those ordinances are still in effect. That isn't zoning, that's something different, but we're losing the tool to be able to find out what's going on.
In addition to appointing 4 new members to your couple of your boards, is there any other action we need to take, Carl?
No, I don't think, we will have some zoning ordinance changes, probably. I know there is a policy that says if we ask for an ag permit and they don't give it to us, we can charge them for a permit, because try and get them to get us an ag permit. We'll have to change that policy to get rid of that. But we'll have to review the zoning ordinance to see if there's anything in there that actually needs to be changed to comply with this.
I don't see the shouts anywhere in here either. So that means they're pretty much exempt from the application. Period.
It depends, because there's a lot of non-farmers putting up houses. So we'll get a permit for those, but any farmer that puts one up, we don't.
If they buy enough land and they tag it as agricultural,
Right.
then there's no legal.
But there are, like I say, there are some that are going up on 5 acres, and that's all they've got. And it isn't agriculture, so we do a permit on those. But yeah, we won't basically get any of those, and it's harder for the assessor then to pick those up when it looks like a machine shed.
Where does that leave us with other agricultural structures?
What do you mean?
Bins.
There would all be, we would not be able to require an application. For
So where
bins.
they can build them, we wouldn't have known until somebody went by and seen it.
Right.
And what about height restrictions on those buildings?
Those we wouldn't know about them until they went up.
So
And
then-
the assessor would go around once a year, and pick those things up for tax rolls. But yeah, if there was an issue like Gene had said.
So we're backtracking the same issue we just went through.
Yeah.
At our expense.
Well, at somebody's expense. Because, I mean, if you legally, not an attorney, but the people are still required to follow the law. So if they put something up in an airport zone and it's too tall, they are supposed to, follow the regulations. I mean, and if they don't know about it, then it's another, complication. But they're still required to follow the airport and the floodplain regulations, even though they may be exempt from the zoning regulations. It's just that we don't have the tool to say, oh, you need to do this.
The way we have is do a septic system, and we might catch it at the beginning. That's the only way we can know before it's actually broken up out of the earth.
Yeah, and that will be convenient when Carrie's doing the job, because she'll be going out doing septic systems.
Right.
Which, why it makes sense for zoning to be with environmental.
Carl, can the county go and require their own, require an application on their own without the state?
Well, the state as long as the state addresses it, the county can't supersede the state. We can still ask, we just can't require it. And it's my intent to just still keep asking.
And you said this goes in effect June 1st already, right?
Last Monday.
So Carl, can you I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but can you send out an email to the supervisors in what the requirements are for the filling of those 4 positions?
Well, it's fairly simple. I mean, it's just, they have to be in our jurisdiction. And you guys do the appointments.
Yeah, can you also include the person that's on and the date that they go off? So when we ask someone, we can say, you're only gonna be on a year and a half, and then we'll have to reappoint you again, or
Sure.
around 6 months. Well, we'll know the specifics a little bit better.
Yeah, I can do that. As I said, I sent you the copy of the regulation that was changed this morning. So you should have that, and I'll send you the information about the board members and that appointment process.
Yeah, be sure when you send that out to have what the expiration date is for the current people, because that's the term that the new people will have to fulfill.
Right.
So do the replacements have to come from the same areas of the county that the ones that are going off?
They don't have to. Traditionally, we have tried to keep a balance of people from different parts of the county. We have a couple that are in, I think one of them on the Board of Adjustment, one on Zoning Commission, live in Roselle. So we kind of try and keep somebody from one of the villages on the board, because they have a different impact than farmers. So, but we have generally tried to keep that geographically balanced, but there's not a requirement to do that.
Well, we also have to have a gender balance too.
Yes, they do have to be gender balanced.
So the ones we have on the villages right now are perfectly okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
thanks, Carl. Thanks for all the good news.
Bet.
The next thing up is approve the payables.
I assume these payables will include the request for payment for the Carroll Law Enforcement Center.
It's on there, Neil.
337,513.65.
Page 9 at the top.
Well, it's separate from the report, but
No,
it's
it's
on there.
included in the report.
yeah, it's separate.
It's included in the report.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I mean, you sent it separate, the request from Baiting Construction.
I sent their invoice so you guys could see where the project was at and what you were paying for, being as it was such an expensive bill.
Did anybody look through that Baiting one? I can't figure out how he comes up with that figure. I keep coming up about $30,000 difference. Did anybody else do that? And I didn't get a chance to call him this morning. And we lost Neil too. When I add up that work completed and everything, I just, I can't quite make it come out.
He's actually
I was doing,
I don't have it in front of me.
I'm trying to find it now.
work completed. The number isn't the same.
The 30
32 something. That is different.
There, I got it. If you add up the work completed and what's on, and I assume you got to have what stored materials are put in there. I come up with $30,000 difference. And sad to say, I think he's shorting himself.
I think I'll catch up.
Yeah. I mean, we can approve it. I would like to, I'm gonna visit with him if that's okay with everybody else. You get a better understanding of it.
No, he's asking for more than what the bill shows. Okay, that's 337, but if you go to the bill itself, it says.
No, the difference is not the 5% retainage, Mike. Mike had put a question in there. So.
Okay, Gene, you're gonna visit with him about it?
Yeah, I would like to have a better understanding. I just, like I said, I started going through this weekend after we got this stuff and I didn't have it, he wasn't around, so I didn't want to bother him the weekend, so. I guess I would say let's approve it and let me visit with him.
He shorted himself anyway, right?
Well, that's kind of the way it looks to me like, but I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it correctly.
Okay.
And I think I am, but I will visit with him. I didn't have any other problems with any other the claims.
No, you can notice general supplemental normally doesn't have a lot of expense, but we had the election on there, so there's some added expenses there.
Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to approve the expense and include the baiting, or do you want to hold it till next week, the baiting part till next week, and then just do the expense? You want to do them both together? I don't care.
I
Let's
think
just-
we could do them both together. If they make the correction, it'll catch up with them.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd agree with that. I'll make a motion, we approve the claims and that I will visit with Beatty on that.
Okay, we have a motion, need a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the payables presented today. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 And opposed. Motion carries.
Courtney, this doesn't have to do with approval, disapproval, but trying to find it here. I know you had quite a bit on postage involved with the election. And I'm curious if you know how this compares with our regular cost of elections. Any idea?
Well, for example, our last primary, we mailed out just short of 300. Over 3,000. So we mailed out 2,700 more ballots. You know, and you've got postage going out and postage coming back.
How much did this change the cost of our election?
Well, you take 2,700.
Times.
Well, and it's more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say at least $3,000, and that's being generous.
Okay.
I'd say over $3,000 if you added envelopes and everything else. But
All right. I was just curious. Didn't have to do with the approval or disapproval of the claims.
Yeah.
We could ask. I mean,
I suppose you could consider the pandemic the cause, but we didn't have a lot of control over it because the request came from the state.
state.
So, and we are responsible for conducting the election. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to include it.
Keep track of it.
Yeah,
Best
we
you
did.
can, best
We
you
did.
can, And then we'll ask and see what happens.
Okay.
Anything else, other questions?
Well, you didn't have any poll expense either though, Courtney, because you didn't have as many polling places.
Right, but the cost of have a polling place and the workers is minimal compared to the postage, I think. But yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of cost savings there. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion there? Not, we're gonna move on. For the next item up is to consider a motion requesting a special election, local option sales tax, city of Carroll and us together. Michael and Jack, good morning. Okay, I think
Is
what
there a
we,
delay?
no. Mike, you're muted.
Mike, you're muted.
Good morning. Sorry about that.
Good morning.
Hope everyone's well. There was a letter that should have been in the packet to the commissioner or supervisors, excuse me. We did get some clarification. We simply need a motion from the Board of Supervisors requesting a special election on the imposition of a local option sales and service tax to begin January 1st of 2024 and such tax to continue without repeal. And to ensure that we reach the necessary 50% population, we're requesting that the supervisors join us with the city of Carroll, and combined with both city of Carroll and unincorporated residents of Carroll County, that would equal 69.9%. I did review this with our bond counsel and Courtney as the commissioner of elections, and this does meet everyone's satisfaction of just simply getting a motion from the supervisors. So I know we reviewed this at your last meeting. I guess I'd be happy to answer any questions that the supervisors have today.
Mike, you want us to join you because you need larger than 50% of the population. Or is it, since the county is joining you on this, I think it's January of 24 is when the election will be?
Well, the election itself will be September 8th of 2020. But this would be, we currently have the local option sales tax that's in place today, and that runs through December 31st of 2023. So we're only talking about a new tax that would start the January 1st of 2024 moving forward.
In regards to the cost of the election, since the county is joining it, who pays for the cost of that special election?
Solely the city of Carroll. This would be no cost, and only the city residents would actually vote in it. So it'd be a city election.
Thank you.
Yeah, good questions. Thank you.
Anybody else got another question? Nothing online.
There's two chats. Can you check that? You see that? At the bottom?
It might be well. That last. Just 1 second. We got a couple of chats. We're going to chase down and see if there's a question in there.
Okay.
It may have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, it may not have. Listed here at the bottom here. There's 6.
Well, I will say this, that there is definitely advantage for the county to be in support of this resolution, as this will eliminate the future of a sunset and assure the guarantee of that local option sales tax in the future as another revenue source.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks. That was your question to Gene Chat earlier. I thought maybe that's what it was, but I couldn't.
Oh.
That's what it was. Thank you. When you do that, it pops up on our screen, so thanks a lot.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, Gene, I'd have to agree with you. I think the need is probably beneficial to most everyone in the county. And with that, I would make a motion that that we join this local option sales tax special election. Can I get a second?
Is that worded correctly, Mike, for you? Is that?
Ultimately, it's Courtney's decision on the call. So, I mean, certainly it's acceptable to me if it's acceptable to Courtney.
Courtney wants to interject a sentence here.
So Michael sent a letter out that kind of said what the board needed to do, and I think that's a great motion because it's very clear what we're doing. So if you would make the motion requesting a special election on the imposition of a local option sales and services tax to begin 1/1/24, and that such tax continue without repeal to ensure that the 50% population threshold is met. So we're passing a motion, we're requesting a special election for the city of Carroll. So that's how I think it should be worded.
I'll
Does
change,
that sound good, Mike?
That sounds perfect to me.
I'll change my motion to match Courtney's statement.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Any more discussion? Yeah, we have a motion and a second for approval. Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 And opposed. Motion carries. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. Jack.
But back up here a second. Back up. I think that's got to be a roll call.
It's not a resolution, it's just a motion.
It's a resolution, isn't it?
No, it's just a motion.
Just a
Oh,
motion.
just a motion. Okay. All right.
I appreciate everyone's consideration. I appreciate the approval today. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good day.
Okay, next thing up, we have cigarette permit. First one is Carroll Country Club.
Mhm.
The paperwork isn't all in order for all three of these. So the first one up is Carroll Country Club. You want to, want to do them all together?
We can do them all
Okay,
together.
the second one is Al's Corner Oil Company. And the third one is the Corner Station.
I'll make a motion. We approve the cigarette permits.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion and a second on the cigarette permits. The three that we have presented today. Call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. That's fine.
No, I just need to put today's date.
All right, the next thing up is review and discuss Rolling Hills Community Service Region 2080 agreement. Neil.
We asked to have this sent to John Hughes, our county attorney, and I think several counties have sent it to their county attorneys. Ours had three issues, including did not have the right to unilaterally terminate. He questioned why we're allowing voting members who were not supervisors or elected people. And he had questioned a dispute resolution. He thought that the governing board should handle all disputes rather than have a third party involved. And he also said that these are all policy decisions. There weren't legal decisions. There was just his opinion. As far as the second one, he had voting members. It was that's why we're doing this, because the state is requiring that unelected people do have voting membership. And that is why we're asking to have a weighted thing. Dispute resolution is only happens, and it's never happened, but would happen if the board and the CEO would have a standstill where they couldn't agree on things. Otherwise, the board is first in line at the CEO, and the right to unilaterally terminate. I think that's always been a part of our 2080 agreement. So, I appreciate John's comments. I would welcome comments from the rest of this board. And at this point, I'm okay with the amendment to the 2080 agreement. Are there any other comments from this board?
Well, I looked at this, Neil, and all these appointments of these other board members, there's only 3 of them are actually voting members. The other 3 are non-voting. So they don't all have voting rights.
That's right. There will be a few new voting members, and they will not have a very big weight. They will have the option, if a county does not vote, and Ida County is usually not there, of being a tiebreaker. And but anyhow, some counties wouldn't vote for this, obviously. I know Calhoun County, probably SAC, and Buena Vista County were not going to vote for this if we didn't get at least a weighted voting power. Other comments?
No, the only thing I had a little heartburn with was I had the same thing as John, the non-elected people. But I also understand the state has overstepped us on that, so we have no choice. I'm glad that the weighted vote at least does balance it out.
I agree with you, Rich. I do have a problem with that. Non-elected people having voting privileges with our tax money. That has been legislated. It's beyond your control and beyond my control.
Another one of the things the state has forced our hands on, just like the zoning we just went through.
That's probably a good analogy.
So really, we don't. Our hands are pretty well tied. We pretty much have to agree with the 2080 agreement if the objections are the weighted voting, correct?
Yep.
That's the trouble with that SAC and Calhoun and Buena Vista had. That was their objection.
Well, those counties probably would not vote for it if they did not have a weighted vote. And yeah, that is a problem, is with the vote of the non-elected officials.
Okay, so.
I would think, well, I only have the only 2080 I received, one that has all the corrections and everything on it and footnotes and stuff. I can see on the back, each county has a place for each board member to sign, so I'm assuming that it needs to be a roll call. But I would think we'd need like a final copy, or not one that has all this corrections and stuff to it. So,
I don't
That'd be
think that
nice.
would be out of line to ask for that from, to get that, Courtney. I think that they didn't want to show us the changes or corrections, so we didn't have to read the whole thing to find out what was being changed.
Courtney, when you're doing that, why don't you have them change my legal name on the signature too?
okay. What yours changed to? It has just Rich on it. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll get a hold of Dawn or whoever I got this from. Ask her to make those changes and see if we can get a final copy for approval and maybe we can do that next week if it's, we should still have time. This looks like it doesn't take effect till July, so.
Yeah, our next meeting is June 24th. It would be done in time for that as well. That'd be fine, Courtney, if you ask Don for a clean copy and for us to approve it our next meeting.
Any more discussion on that?
No, I think the board has done a good job. The Rolling Hills board has done a good job of putting this together. Understand that some of the stuff is being forced by the state. At least by putting this weighted vote in there, it gives us a little bit more power. So I commend you guys on the board. Thanks, Neil.
You're welcome.
Next week.
Okay. No more discussion. We'll move on to the next item. We're going to canvass the June 2nd, 2020 primary election.
All right.
And you three owe us.
I just want to start by saying I will need to get your 3 signatures on this paperwork, mainly because I have to send it to the state. So if you could, between today, Tuesday and Wednesday at the latest, if you don't want to come in, stop by the window, but we'll need to get your signatures.
So you want us in there by Wednesday?
Yeah, because the latest day you're supposed to canvass is Tuesday. So the latest day would be Wednesday, but whenever it works for you, don't make a special trip or anything like that. Okay.
They're all special trips for me now.
So we'll go ahead and read these off. 13 divided by 3 is roughly 4.
I do too.
Give me the smallest ones. Oops. So, Rich, I think I started the alphabet with you, so you can probably start with the Arcadia precinct, and we'll just read through the results.
All right. The Arcadia precinct, the primary election.
Yeah, so I just go down to the first and say U.S. Senator, Republican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. If you told that.
No, that's not.
Okay, for U.S. Senator from the Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 49, write-ins, 1. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, there were no votes. Oh, yep, take that back. Sorry, wrong line. Michael Franken, 12. Kimberly Graham, 2. Teresa Greenfield, 25. Eddie Morrow, 3. And write-ins, 1. Representative District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 9. Steve King, 31. Steve Reeder, 2. Brett Richards, 9. Jeremy Taylor, 1. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Schulten, 42, 1 write-in. Senator, District 6, State Senator, Republican Party, Heath Hansen, 20, Craig Williams, 26. State Senator, District 6, Democratic, C.J. Peterson, 42, 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 48, 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Moore,
Muir. I think.
Muir, 41, write-ins 1. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party. 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party. There were no votes. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party. There was 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party. Eugene Miners, 36. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party. Richard Ruggles, 43. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party. There was 1 write-in. County Auditor, Republican Party. There were no votes. 2 write-ins, excuse me. County Auditor, Democratic Party. Courtney Earlbeck, 41, 0 write-ins. County Sheriff, Republican Party. Kim Pingree, 47, 3 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democratic Party. There were 2 write-ins.
Right, I think I'll let Steph go, kind of, that way our voices aren't shot when it's make it done.
Okay,
And it should have the precinct name up
yeah, it
very
says
top.
precinct, the Carroll County Ward 4.
Yep.
All right, U.S. Senator Joni Ernst, 145, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 41, Kimberly Graham, 8, Teresa Greenfield, 97, Eddie Morrow, 33, Cal Woods, 1. U.S. Representative District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 51, Steve King, 84, Stephen Reeder, 6, Brett Richards, 16, Jeremy Taylor, 4. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Schulten, 169. U.S. Senator District 6, Republican Party, Heath Hansen, 31. Craig Williams, 113, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 160, 1 write-in. State Representative District 12, Brian Best, 143, with 1 write-in. State Representative District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Moore,
I think it's
Muir,
Muir. Yeah.
153. Board of Supervisors, District 1. There was 11 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Democratic Party, 7 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party, 5 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 152, with 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 115, with 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party, there were 4 write-ins. The County Auditor, Republican Party, 4 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 161 with 1 write-in. County Sheriff, Kenneth Pingree, 140. County Sheriff, Democratic Party, there were 10 write-ins.
Okay, I have Pleasant Valley Newton Precinct, U.S. Senator, Republican, Joni Ernst, 84, no write-ins. U.S. Senator, Democratic, Michael Franken, 7, Kimberly Graham, 1, Teresa Greenfield, 17, Eddie J. Morrow, 9, Cal Woods, 1, no write-ins. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 16, Steve King, 50, Stephen Reeder, 2, Brett A. Richards, 11, Jeremy Taylor, 5, no write-ins. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democrat, J.D. Scholten, 31, no write-ins. State Senator, District 6, Republican, Heath Hansen, 14, Craig Stephen Williams, 67, 1 write-in. State Senator, District 6, Democratic, C.J. Peterson, 25, no write-ins. State Representative, District 12, Republican, Brian Best, 84, no write-ins. State Representative, District 12, Democratic, Sam Muir, 24, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Republican, 3 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Democratic Party, no write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Republican, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Democratic, Eugene Miners, 32, no write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Republican, Richard Ruggles, 66, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Democrat, no write-ins. County Auditor, Republican, 1 write-in. County Auditor, Democratic, Courtney Earlbeck, 35, no write-ins. County Sheriff, Republican, Kenneth E. Pingree, 74, 2 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democratic, 1 write-in.
Okay, back to Carroll, Ward 1. U.S. Senator, Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 243, 2 write-ins. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 48, Kimberly Graham, 20, Teresa Greenfield, 74, Eddie Morrow, 21, Cal Woods, 3, U.S. Representative, District 4, the Republican Party, 97 for Randy Feenstra, Steve King, 124, Stephen Reeder, 8, Brett Richards, 27, Jeremy Taylor, 8, 1 write-in. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Scholten, 159, 0 write-ins. State Senate, District 6, Republican Party, Heath Hansen, 37, Greg Williams, 206, 1 write-in. State Senator, District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 145, 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 241, 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Muir, 140, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party. There were 8 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party. There was 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party. There were 6 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 148, 0 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 190, 3 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party, there were 3 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party, there were 6 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 154, 0 write-ins. County Sheriff, Republican Party, Ken Pingree, 236, 3 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democratic Party. There were 9 write-ins.
Next, precinct summary for Eden Precinct. U.S. Senator, Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 42, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 5, Kimberly Graham, 7, Teresa Greenfield, 12, Eddie Morrow, 4. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 14, Steve King, 23, Brett Richards, 8, Jeremy Taylor, 2. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Schulten, 29. State Senator, District 6, Republican Party, Keith Hansen, 8, Craig Williams, 39. State Senator, District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 24. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 48. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Muir, 21. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party, no votes. Board of Supervisor, District 1's Democratic Party, no vote. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Republican Party, 2 write-ins.
We lose them all. Do we lose them all?
They all muted.
Oh, never mind.
Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 22, with 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 37. Board of Supervisors, District 5, no votes. County Auditor, Republican Party, 1 write-in. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 30. County Sheriff, Republican Party, Kenneth Pingree, 47. County Sheriff, Democratic Party, 1 write-in.
I have Sheridan Grant, Jasper Precinct. U.S. Senator, Republican, Joni Ernst, 76, 0 write-ins. U.S. Senator, Democratic, Michael Franken, 18, Kimberly Graham, 7, Teresa Greenfield, 25, Eddie J. Morrow, 18, Cal Woods, 2, 1 write-in. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 28, Steve King, 47, Brett A. Richards, 6, Jeremy Taylor, 5, 0 write-ins. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democrat, J.D. Schulten, 63, 1 write-in. State Senator, District 6, Republican, Keith Hansen, 9, Craig Stephen Williams, 68, no write-ins. State Senator, District 6, Democrat, C.J. Peterson, 61, no write-ins. State Representative, District 12, Republican, Brian Best, 82, 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Democrat, Sam Muir, 59, no write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 1, 4 write-ins, Republican. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Democrat, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Republican, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Democrat, Eugene Miners, 62, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Republican, Richard Ruggles, 62, no write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Democratic, 3 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party, 3 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic, Courtney Earlbeck, 70, 1 write-in. County Sheriff, Republican, Kenneth E. Pingree, 80, 2 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democrat, 5 write-ins.
All right, Carroll Ward 2 in the north half of Maple River Precinct. U.S. Senator, Joni Ernst, 241, 4 write-ins. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 61, Kimberly Graham, 18, Teresa Greenfield, 125, Eddie Morrow, 37, Cal Woods, 3. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 94, Steve King, 132, Steve Reeder, 7, Brett Richards, 20, Jeremy Taylor, 10. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party. J.D. Schulten, 26. 0 write-ins. State Senator, District 6, Republican Party. Keith Hansen, 46. Craig Williams, 202. 0 write-ins. State Senator, District 6, Democratic Party. C.J. Peterson, 205. 0 write-ins. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party. Brian Best, 251. Write-ins, 3. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party. Sam Muir, 192. 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party. There were 4 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party. There were 12 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party. 0 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party. Eugene Miners, 199. 0 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party. Richard Ruggles, 189. 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party. 4 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party. 4 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic Party. Courtney Earlbeck, 220. 0 write-ins. County Sheriff, Republican Party. Ken Pingree, 235. 2 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democratic Party. There were 15 write-ins.
Precinct summary for Ewald Precinct. U.S. Senator Joni Ernst. U.S. Senator Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 134, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 34, Kimberly Graham, 14, Teresa Greenfield, 63, Eddie Morrow, 14. U.S. Representative District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 29, Steve King, 75, Stephen Reeder, 4, Brett Richards, 45, Jeremy Taylor, 1. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Schulten, 115, 1 write-in. State Senator District 6, Republican Party, Keith Hansen, 35, Craig Williams, 111. State Senator District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 110, 1 write-in. State Representative District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 135, with 1 write-in. State Representative District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Muir, 103, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party, 3 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party, 3 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 110, no write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 90. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party, 3 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party, 7 write-ins. Oh. Bless you. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck.
Bless you.
Thank you. 121. County Sheriff, Republican Party, Kenneth Pingree, 121 with 2 write-ins. County Sheriff, Democratic Party, 5 write-ins.
Okay, I have Union Precinct. U.S. Senator Republican, Joni Ernst, 88, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator Democratic, Michael Franken, 25, Kimberly Graham, 5, Teresa Greenfield, 60, Eddie J. Morrow, 12. And that is it. U.S. Representative District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 22, Steve King, 57, Stephen Reeder, 5, Brett A. Richards, 5, Jeremy Taylor, 7, U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic, J.D. Scholten, 96, 1 write-in, State Senator District 6, Republican, Heath Hansen, 24, Craig Stephen Williams, 65, State Senator District 6, Democrat, C.J. Peterson, 92, 1 write-in, State Representative District 12, Republican, Brian Best, 94, State Representative District 12, Democrat, Sam Muir, 89, 1 write-in, Board of Supervisor District 1, Republican, 1 write-in, Board of Supervisor District 1, 2 Democrat, 2 write-ins, Board of Supervisor District 3, Republican, 1 write-in, Board of Supervisor District 3, Democrat, Eugene Miners, 98, 0 write-ins, Board of Supervisor District 5, Republican, Richard Ruggles, 84, no write-ins, Board of Supervisor District 5, Democrat, write-ins 2, County Auditor, Republican, 2 write-ins, County Auditor, Democrat, Courtney Earlbeck, 95, County Sheriff, Republican, Kenneth E. Pingree, 93, County Sheriff, Democrat Party, 10 write-ins.
Carroll, Ward 3, south half of Maple River. U.S. Senator, Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 162, 1 write-in. Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 36, Kimberly Graham, 25, Teresa Greenfield, 85, Eddie Morrow, 36, Cal Woods, 2. U.S. Representative District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 60, Steve King, 92, Steve Reeder, 7, Brett Richards, 24, Jeremy Taylor, 6. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Scholten, 184. State Senator District 6, Republican, Heath Hansen, 41, Craig Williams, 140, 1 write-in. State Senator District 6, Democrat, C.J. Peterson, 164, 1 write-in. State Representative District 12, Republican, Brian Best, 184. State Representative District 12, Sam Muir, 149. Board of Supervisor District 1, Republican, 11 write-ins. Board of Supervisor District 1, Democrat, 9 write-ins. Republican Party, Supervisor District 3, Republican Party, 4 write-ins. Board of Supervisor District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 163, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors District 5, Republican, Richard Ruggles, 141, 3 write-ins. Board of Supervisor District 5, Democratic Party, 8 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party, there were 4 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 180. County Sheriff, Republican Party, Kenneth Pingree, 172, 1 write-in. County Sheriff, Democratic Party, 11 write-ins.
Precinct summary for Glidden Richland Precinct. U.S. Senator, Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 109, 4 write-in. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 29, Kimberly Graham, 9, Teresa Greenfield, 40, Eddie J. Morrow, 6, Cal Woods, 2. U.S. Representative District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 44, Steve King, 60, Stephen Reeder, 6, Brett Richards, 8, Jeremy Taylor, 7. U.S. Representative District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Scholten, 82. U.S. Senator, District 6, Republican Party, Keith Hansen, 30. Craig Williams, 86. U.S. Senator, District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 73. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 126, with 2 write-ins. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Muir, 71, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party, 6 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 73. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 99. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party, 3 write-ins. County Auditor, Republican Party, 2 write-ins. County Auditor, Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 78. County Sheriff, Republican Party, Kenneth Pingree, 121. And County Sheriff, Democratic Party, 7 write-ins.
Okay, I have results from Washington Roselle Precinct. U.S. Senator, Republican, Joni Ernst, 62. U.S. Senator, Democrat, Michael Franken, 18. Kimberly Graham, 9. Teresa Greenfield, 33. Eddie J. Morrow, 8. And Cal Woods, 2. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican, Randy Feenstra, 15. Steve King, 39. Stephen Reeder, 1. Brett A. Richards, 9. Jeremy Taylor, 7. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democrat, J.D. Scholten, 66. State Senator, District 6, Republican, Heath Hansen, 17. Craig Stephen Williams, 50. State Senator, District 6, Democrat, C.J. Peterson, 56. State Representative, District 12, Republican, Brian Best, 64. State Representative, District 12, Democrat, Sam Muir, 52. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Republican, no votes. Board of Supervisor, District 1, Democrat, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Republican, no write-ins. Board of Supervisor, District 3, Democrat, Eugene Miners, 61. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Republican, Richard Ruggles, 51. Board of Supervisor, District 5, Democrat, 1 write-in. County Auditor, Republican, no votes. County Auditor, Democrat, Courtney Earlbeck, 63. County Sheriff, Republican, Kenneth E. Pingree, 66. County Sheriff, Democrat, 1 write-in.
Precinct summary for Wheatland East Precinct. U.S. Senator, Republican Party, Joni Ernst, 92, 1 write-in. U.S. Senator, Democratic Party, Michael Franken, 16. Kimberly Graham, 3. And Teresa Greenfield, 28. Eddie Morrow, 6. Cal Woods, 1. U.S. Representative, District 4, Republican Party, Randy Feenstra, 29. Steve King, 58. Stephen Reeder, 4. Brett Richards, 14. Jeremy Taylor, 1. U.S. Representative, District 4, Democratic Party, J.D. Scholten, 50. State Senator, District 6, Republican Party, Heath Hansen, 13. Craig Williams, 81, with 1 write-in. State Senator, District 6, Democratic Party, C.J. Peterson, 44. State Representative, District 12, Republican Party, Brian Best, 101, with 1 write-in. State Representative, District 12, Democratic Party, Sam Muir, 38, 2 write-ins. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Republican Party, 1 write-in. Board of Supervisors, District 1, Democratic Party, no write-ins, no votes. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Republican Party, no votes. Board of Supervisors, District 3, Democratic Party, Eugene Miners, 39. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Republican Party, Richard Ruggles, 64. Board of Supervisors, District 5, Democratic Party, no votes. County Auditor, Republican Party, no votes. County Auditor Democratic Party, Courtney Earlbeck, 49. County Sheriff Republican Party, Kenneth E. Pingree, 88. County Sheriff Democratic Party, 1 write-in.
We made it. So with that, just looking for a motion to approve the June 2nd, 2020 primary election canvass.
So moved.
I'll second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 And opposed. Motion carried. All right, the next thing up is manure management. We have one of those today, Smith Livestock, Section 1 of Washington Township. That is a 4-year update with using manure analysis. The other 3 items that are left over, the first thing up is the ambulance and union and the county, when we made the change that Renee helped us with about 90% pay on because of the COVID issue that we're fighting. She thinks that we probably should sign that as a change, and I agree. And it has a 6-month expiration, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it has a 6-month review on it. So I'm looking for a motion from the board to go ahead and sign that for a 6-month period, and then we either will be tested or reviewed at that time.
I think it's good that we do this in a written form, so I will support that. I'll make that motion to approve the memo of understanding between the Carroll County and the County Paramedic Association.
I'll second that.
And Stephanie second. Can we have a motion and a second? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 And opposed? Motion carries.
There's a place here, Rich, for you to sign on the right there, or on the left, sorry.
Left and this for the county.
Yeah, the left-hand side.
Okay, so the next, there are a couple items, and I think we can cover them all in one swing. I don't see too many issues with them. The first one is to move the IT credit card. That has been originally in Carl's name. We're going to move it over to DuPaco to get a better deal. We have a lot of other credit cards through DuPaco. It's easier to keep track of there. Dalton has that formal request that he would like to have that done, and I would agree to it, and I will sign that letter that gives you information to do that. And then the other item up is they want to move the domain on our county government from .org to .gov, and I would agree that, I think, do we have to do that, or is that a recommendation?
I think it's
That's a have to from the election side. We have to have a top domain name of .gov. And so we'll maintain both .org and .gov.
Get you.
Point to the same place.
Okay, we'll maintain both, but for the election purposes, it has to say .gov. So that's why we're making that change.
For the election purposes, you said?
For election purposes, yes.
Okay, that was my question, if we're gonna maintain both or not. Okay.
And then you just get one to point to the other, so if you type in one, it'll just head right straight over there.
I need a motion to authorize him to get a card with DuPaco because they're going to request board minutes
Okay.
and they want approval.
Okay, Courtney, I guess we need a motion on the credit cards separately. Because he'll have to take a copy of the board minutes with him for that approval.
Similar to what we did for DHS.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to authorize Dalton to take the minutes from the board members to DuPaco to receive a credit card.
I'll second that. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 And opposed. Motion carried. All right, then the one for the .gov org.
Do that.
Do we need a motion to do that? Or is that more informational?
No, we just need,
That,
just need letters signed by the highest official to apply for it.
Okay.
does that notarize too?
Things so.
One of that.
I'll up and sign now.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign that, but I think it has to be notarized, so I'll wait till I get upstairs to do that. You guys have any motion on that? Go ahead and authorize the board chair to go ahead and sign this .gov domain registration form.
Are you asking for a motion, Reg?
Yeah,
Also move.
okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, that is the agenda. We're down to committee reports. Would someone like to go first?
I'll start. This is Neil. On Wednesday, I signed checks for RSVP and foster grandparent. No meeting involved. On Thursday, I had a conference call with the CC, and what was involved there was approval of juvenile court services money. We knew we were going to get it, but we'd gotten it. So we just had a short conference call accepting the money and distributing it. Those were my meetings last week. Who has the radio this week?
Did you want it?
I didn't ask.
I think it's my turn.
Okay, yeah.
I was saying,
I thought it was, and I think I'm next week.
okay, but if you're really wanting to go, I mean, I could let you.
No, I'm just making sure that you did your job.
Okay, thank you.
Those are my committee reports.
I'll go next. Last week I had, I did the radio on the paper, and I also attended the coalition meeting on Friday, the emergency coalition. And then on Friday, I also signed a bunch of documents for new opportunities. And this week, all I have to this point is CADC board meeting on Tuesday. That's my week.
I can go next. Had no official business last week. Was on the phone a lot. Had an issue, and Rich can kind of, I'm sure he'll chime in on this too, about situation that we had in the treasurer's office. I got a call and had extended conversations about whether the courthouse was open or not, and situations with the treasurer's office. And I don't think I'll go any further than that.
Rich has to sign the
I
top.
think they're doing a very good job under the circumstances. So that's the way, and I'm sure that Rich will have an update as well. Had a project update from the East-West Nishnabotna Watershed Management WMA, and I'll just hit a couple of highlights. They had 25 landowners with 128 practices. Those included 7 grass waterways, 3 bank stabilizations, 2 grade stabilizations, 84 terraces, 7 water and sediment control basins, 2 buffer strips, 1 saturated buffer strip, 10 prairie strips, 2 road structures, 16 ponds, and 1 bioreactor. So, you know, the North Raccoon had a very difficult time even getting things going, but the East-West Nishnabotna has just it's just amazing how well that thing went together. They're going to spend $5.6 million in there. They still have more projects to do. So, you know, my hats off to them for that. I did have a call, an email, and then a call from Kyle Ament from the DNR. And I think all the board members got an email a while back from Ellen Benani from the DNR about the situation with the North Raccoon. I got another one from Kyle Ament, and I talked to him last week. He just wanted to make sure that we wanted to be clear on what our approach was to the North Raccoon. And I said, well, because, you know, right in June here, it's up for public opinion. So at some point in time, I'll have to address the board on how we want to proceed with voting on the plan. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. I'll try to get more information as the time gets closer. Zach gave me a call on the gravel road situation, so I went with him for an afternoon. I've got an update from Jason Christensen that I'll send out to the board, and we have a board meeting, conservation board meeting a week from today. I had the emergency coalition meeting I also attended on Friday. And then this week I've got the LEPC, the Region 5 will have a Zoom meeting either Wednesday or Thursday, and this will be a subcommittee meeting to review the city contract, Fort Dodge, with the Region 5, as well as some discussion on what to do with the old truck up there, the old service truck. So that was my week. And one more question that I have, I guess, for Courtney. Do you have any comments on the audit?
I'm sorry, on what?
On the audit, the state audit that we got?
No, I forwarded you guys all that.
Right. Yep. I just wondered if you had comments.
I didn't really have many. Most of the comments they made were very similar to years past, and there was nothing that stood out. So.
Okay. Very good.
Hey, Dean, real quick, when was the last time you had a hazmat meeting?
A couple weeks ago.
Did you? How's that new truck turning out for them? Are they liking it? Did they give reports or any mileage or anything on that, or has it been used?
Oh yeah, I think they sent it out a little bit. I mean, what they do, they are taking the truck out for display to different fire departments in different counties. So if the fire departments in Carroll County want to see the truck, they can certainly request that, and it can come down to Carroll County at some point in time just to look it over. It's very, very nice. It's very, should do everything we want it to do.
Yeah. Okay, I can go next. Last week, supervisor meeting, we decided to go every other week for the daycare meetings with the COVID situation, the new changes kind of changing or slowing down. We decided to go every other week. And then I also did attend the Thursday emergency coalition. Actually, it was Friday. This week, tonight, I have a Wesco meeting via Zoom. We were going to meet in person, but last week they had a union rep come in and forgot to mention that they were getting tested that morning for COVID. And they had all the administration in a boardroom, and the test came back positive. So now all the higher ups over at Wesco are self-quarantining for 14 days. So we're going to do it via Zoom because we've skipped the last few, because obviously Denison being a hot spot, we didn't want everybody traveling over there. So tonight, I was looking at the agenda. It looks like it's going to be a rather lengthy one since we haven't met in a while. And then emergency coalition, they decided to go every other week now too, correct? So there won't be one this week. Okay.
Right.
Are we having a meeting Wednesday?
We haven't discussed that.
Okay, so that's what I have.
Okay. All right. I'll start. Last week was very enlightening week. I had discussions with Gene on the fair board, the fair. It appears that the fair, Carroll County Fair, will be a livestock static entry only project this year. I think that they were kind of trapped. They needed to make some decisions. The 4-H young people have put a lot of time and effort into this, and they needed to get some decisions made. The Iowa State had put out guidelines, and the Extension Service and the Fair Board came to the conclusion that only like to see what's going on. Actually, the Farm Bureau has a good spot on their website that you can see the animals will be moved in one day and back out the next day. They're not spending very little time there at all. So there'll be limitations on people. And yes, there some of the discussions that Gene and I had, there will be no livestock fee that they normally charge. There will be no daily attendance fee, but there will be a one-time fee for bringing the critter in, and I assume that's clean up water and all the necessary things it takes to finish up what the livestock have done there. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I talked with Dean. I did come in. I think they're doing a great job. Now that I've seen what they're doing the best they can. They have a lot of limitations. We still are not going to do drives where we have to enter the vehicle, and I can't fault the employees for not wanting to do that. We are starting to pick off a few, and she's going back and picking up the ones that are really coming up against the window, because June 27th, the first person that was, I think, the 17th of March was affected with their driver's license. They were issued an extension, and I think the 27th of June is the day that runs out. So she's working her way forward, trying to get so they don't get penalized, and trying to work other people in at the same time. Right now, she's kind of only using one DOT, scheduling time for one, but the circumstances that come in that are outside of the normal box that she's got the other station, and she can't use it as well. So I think her plan is, as I discussed, and I'm not making any total comments here, that we're going to try this for a couple of weeks. And if we get to going a little bit better, we may open up the other DOT stations, and they may start the rotation a little bit faster. I think we're trying to figure out all the problems that we're going to see with this. And I thought the traders would be the worst department to try to bring back, and I believe it probably is. I had a couple of calls from constituents with some issues. Got some phone calls hanging out there. Hopefully you'll hear back on some more of those things this week. Did a coalition meeting on Friday. I thought all was going pretty well there. I see that we are going to get a test site, so I'm a little concerned about that, but that might just be a appeasement thing for this area. Because I don't see the numbers that warrant that, but if the state says that we do, then I'm guessing we probably should take a long look at it. I'm not going to override the girls. I think they're doing a great job. I think we've got 3 young ladies, Nicole and the 2 Sarahs, are really putting in a lot of time on this, and I'm really going to thank them for it. This upcoming week, Tuesday, I have a Zoom meeting with the Iowa Workforce District. We're working on bylaws and committee assignments about getting some of the boards put together. Then on Thursday is going to be a full day. I have Region 12 starting at 12:30. And that will be 3 different sessions back to back to back. And at 4:30, I have the waste agency. So Thursday will be a busy day for me. Other than that, I don't have anything else on the radar for next week. So with that, Carl, is there any questions online? Did you notice anything? Anybody? And I want to remind the public, you can always get online and ask the question. We will have somebody watching and we will get it on if we need to. Courtney, do you have anything you would like to add?
No, the only thing I have for next week is to get the final copy of the Rolling Hills 2080, make those changes to the names, and I'm sure something will come up between then and now. But
Now, let's discuss meetings this week. I don't see anything on the radar that's out of the ordinary. I know we've had situations with, we had maybe a coach here that had some problems, but I don't know if the test results are back exactly on that yet. So I don't anticipate, even if they are, that's going to make a big ripple in anything of our work that's being done this week. So right now, I don't see the need for a meeting on Wednesday or Friday, but I certainly will consider it if you all think we need to at least chat about it one day.
You know what, Rich, I think I would just leave it up to your discretion. You see something comes up that we need to discuss it. Otherwise, I think we could probably forbear it this week.
I would agree.
Okay. So there definitely won't be anything Wednesday, because if we don't publish it today, we can't do it Wednesday. So the best we would do would be something Friday, and I'll give you an email as soon as I know that we're going to have one. I'll make sure that we're all contacted, so you can block some time on. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Rich, I want to comment on the fair situation, county fair. I did get a call from an individual who, if the board of supervisors are putting money into that fair, and it's such a limited situation this year, they didn't think it was fair that the participants, the kids, had to stick an entry fee in. And I didn't. This individual called me, left a message. I've been trying to get back to him, and I haven't gotten back. But as I understand it, there was no entry fee before this.
No, there's always been a stall fee, and then they have to pay a daily fee to get in and out of the fair. But those two are going to be waived, so that money goes away. But they're going to do a one-time. I can't think how they termed it.
Well, I think he was talking like it's like $25 per head.
I never seen the amount. All I seen is there was a stall fee listed, and
that's the same. I think that same individual contacted me, and he had that $25. I think his biggest concern was that they're doing a fee on livestock, and they're not doing it for the static exhibits. I mean, after I read what Rich sent me, that it seems like it's probably the extension service that's probably put more of these rules into play in the 4-H. And it says in there, these are not going to be debatable neither. So
yeah, it kind of did.
But my understanding, they never charged a entry fee before this for livestock, and I would have thought they would have. But
yeah, I guess I'm not sure. I can't tell you that.
I guess I don't know. You the term, because the stall fee was that the entry fee. It's a wording thing. And also when I read, and I found it, I got a reference from the extension service. I finally found it. They pointed me to the Farm Bureau. They had a better website on it and a better explanation of it, but it never really said what the fee cost would be. And it never really said if or not there would be a fee for the static. I assume, means they didn't mention it with the static exhibits, that there wasn't going to be one. I just assuming that, but if you all can get on the Farm Bureau website, they've got a good explanation of the dates, the due dates, the ins, the outs, of how it's supposed to operate. It's just an unfortunate situation, and I agree, I hear them. So,
Yeah, Rich and I've kind of thought about this over the weekend after you and I have talked. Our only control on that is basically that we do provide some funding to them. And we've done that already. So I don't know. All we can do is consider it the next time, I guess.
yeah, and when I talked to Jim Moore probably a month ago, because they were considering the racing thing, cracking it up. And I told him, I said, well, that's kind of up to the fair board a little bit. Well, he said, I called the state, and the fair board has to work with the Board of Health also. So I don't know where they came in play here, if they did come into play. Maybe the extension service just gathered up the information, set the rules, and that's the way they went. So if you know a fair board member, maybe you can figure out how to get more information out of it. I'm gonna try to find out some this week, but I didn't have any luck over the weekend.
Very good.
Okay, with that, nothing else? I take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody. Have a safe week.